Spotify has recently revealed how its algorithm works in detail, and this is good news because now you have more information to work with when pitching your songs or making sure that you're including as much relevant data as possible when uploading your music. This currently works for Spotify, but other platforms use similar technology, so every effort you're making today to promote your music might be valuable in the near future. First of all, you have collaborative filtering, which analyzes the way songs have been included together in playlists by users, and also when they are listened to. So if two or more songs happen to be playlisted together, there is a big chance they will be recommended to users listening to similar songs. Collaborative filtering is the technique Spotify uses to power playlists like Discover Weekly and Daily Mix. It looks at what songs you listened to and enjoyed, and then finds other users who have similar listening habits. Once it finds these music matches, it recommends songs that they've loved but you haven't discovered yet. Clever, right? However, the problem with this is that things can get quite random when relying solely on user-generated playlists, and this can result in users being recommended songs they're not particularly into. So on top of collaborative filtering, Spotify employs content-based filter to make the whole thing work better for users. Content-based filtering is what helps Spotify's radio feature to introduce new tracks to users. So if you are a fan of uptempo indie rock, for example, that Spotify will serve you more of it. In this way, Spotify ensures a consistent musical journey with gradual surprises to keep things interesting. Spotify's content-based filter works by analyzing any metadata provided for a track by the uploading artist. And here's all the data it looks at. Good news is you can specify all of this data when you upload with RouteNote, and for free. Once the algorithm has run through the list, it will look at the sonic characteristics of each track. First, it will look at the temporal structure of a track, the beats, the segments, the bars, the tatum, and then it will look for similarities with other songs. And it doesn't stop there either. Spotify runs a deeper analysis of each song to better classify it. Danceability uses a combination of musical elements such as tempo, rhythm stability, beat strength, and overall regularity to evaluate, well, how danceable a song is. It goes from a value 0 up to a level of 1 being the highest. Energy is a measure of intensity and activity. Again, it goes from 0 up to 1. Energetic tracks typically feel fast, loud and noisy, while death metal scores high in energy, a classical music prelude might score quite low. Spotify analyzes dynamic range, perceived loudness, timbre, onset rate, and general entropy to measure a track's energy. The key simply reads the musical key of a track, which could be another element to help songs being paired up. Then the overall loudness of a track is measured in decibels. Spotify averages loudness values across the entirety of a track and compares it with other tracks. Loudness is how humans perceive the strength of a sound or a signal, otherwise known as amplitude. The stronger the sound or the signal, the louder it is. The values goes typically between -60 and 0 decibels. Then you have mode, which indicates the modality of a track. Notably, songs in major mode have an happy, positive feel, whilst minor modes tend to give a song more reflective, possibly sad tone. When there are exclusively speech-like vocals in the recording like talk shows, audiobooks and poetry, that's where your speechness rank is highest, scoring 1. Values above 0.66 describe tracks that are likely made entirely of spoken words, while values between 0.33 and 0.66 describe tracks that might contain both music and speech, including rap music. Values below 0.33 represent music that likely includes no speech. If you wrote a song entirely with acoustic elements, Spotify will record that, giving you an acousticness value of 1. In the same way, instrumentalness assesses whether a track has any vocals at all. Bear in mind that whos and has, these are treated as instrumental in this case. The closer the values to 1, the greater likelihood the track contains no vocal content. Values above 0.5 are mainly considered instrumental tracks. If you uploaded a live gig, Spotify will note that under the category Liveness, which analyzes audio for any presence of a live audience. In here, a value above 0.8 means there's a strong likelihood that the track was recorded live. Spotify finally also takes into account tempo, including BPMs and valence. Valence describes the musical positiveness of a track. Tracks with high valence sound more positive, while tracks with low valence sound more negative. Well, with all these elements to take into account, you might be wondering how you can know how your music ranks for Spotify. Luckily for you, RouteNote has a free tool that carries out all these same analyses and is free. You can find it on your dashboard at routenote.com. Talking about temporal structure, one thing you want to think about, especially if you're writing a pitch to Spotify, is what time of the day your song could fit best. We know artists can be precious with their music and they don't want to think about their songs as something to be relegated to only a specific time of the day. But have you ever noticed how your morning playlists are different from your evening ones? That's temporal structure at work. It takes into account the temporal structure of users' listening habits. As a result, this could make the difference for a song that can fit in a relaxing afternoon playlist or a morning energy boost playlist. This especially when it's down to human curators decide whether your song is more suited for a morning or an evening playlist. With all these said, Spotify doesn't limit itself to algorithms and call statistics. It goes a step further to integrate cultural context into its recommendation engine. This sits on top of the sonic characteristics of each song, and it takes into account the cultural significance of songs, artists, genres, and how they fit into your music palette. To do all of this, Spotify looks at the lyrics and the words being used by online reviews. As a reminder, you can use Musicsmatch to upload your lyrics on Spotify. So it looks like Spotify artificial intelligence has it all, right? Well, yes, and all of this works because of the vast amount of data it has. But what if you're only a small artist trying to build your way up? Say you only recently released your first album or your single, for example. Where is all the user data to place your music everywhere? This is what is called the cold start problem, and that's where the human factor comes in. In the last instance, Spotify has actual human people, editors, reviewing and supervising the playlists, which is why it's still important to put all the effort in when writing your pitch. How do you write a good pitch to Spotify? We have a video to help on that, so have a look at it. So the next time you discover a gem of a song on Spotify, remember, it's not just a lucky guess, but a fine-tuned prediction based on your unique musical DNA. And all of this works for your music as well. So remember to use all these elements in your favor when you're uploading your music. So there you have it, folks. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe and follow us. Until next time.